This week we are covering subqueries, and subqueries are basically an entire query that is nested inside an existing query. And they are typically used to create additional columns, or they can be used in a where clause to do some filtering. That's normally where you see them. And subqueries are one of the more difficult things that we cover in this class. So make sure you read through the chapter and you go through the lecture demo, because there's a lot of different examples in here that should help you. Even the syntax here for the first one shows you how a new column is created from a subquery. So this is an entire query that has the result displayed as a column. And then here is an example for units ordered. We're just kind of totaling those and displaying those in a column. And you will notice that especially if you have a subquery displayed in a column, quite often they're using aggregates, like average, sum, that kind of thing. Here's an example of where it is used in a where clause. You can see that we've got the entire query here. There are other ways that you can incorporate a subquery, but those are the two most common. And as you go through here, you will see lots and lots of examples. And then anytime you see a link to try something out interactively, I really encourage you to select it, because you really only learn this by kind of playing with the code. Once you finish the lecture demo, you're going to go into the textbook assignment. And there are videos of all of this. And you're going to work through creating lots of subqueries. So in this particular assignment, all of the tasks involve creating subqueries. So hopefully you will get a feel for how subqueries are used. For the lab assignment, there is only one task that requires subqueries. The rest do not. Okay, so this is kind of a review of things that you have done up to this point. That's how you can look at this assignment. Task 1 involves installing database files and creating select queries and joins. You do not create any subqueries in task 1. So this is using information that you have acquired throughout the semester. Okay, and then you have some tasks as far as selects go, and kind of examples of how that would look when you execute. Task number 2, you're going to modify the table structure. So again, there is no subqueries in task 2. Task 3, this is where you have subqueries. And you're going to use a subquery in the where clause. There are lots and lots of examples in the notes, and you can kind of see what your output should look like. And then you are also going to use a subquery to create a new column. So you're going to use it up in the select and display the results of the subquery in a column. which would be order count. Okay, then there is another little exercise here where you are going to be using a subquery in the where. Okay, in fact, this is telling you to use a where in clause. Then task 4 involves creating a CTE using the product table. And then you're going to do another CTE that includes foreign customers. So a CTE, you can kind of view it as a temporary table. It is explained in the book, and it is also explained at the bottom of the lecture demo. Once you complete the lab assignment, then you're going to go on and complete the quiz. This is the same as the other quizzes where you get 3 shots and it's going to take your highest score. I did include some additional resources here, a little video on subqueries and slides from the book, along with the answers to the textbook chapter examples. One other thing I wanted to point out, in the lab assignment, there is a table called order. And when you are referencing that table, you need to put it in brackets. Otherwise, SQL gets confused and it thinks it's like part of the order by clause. It thinks it's a keyword. So make sure you put it in the brackets anytime you are referring to the order table, and then you won't have any problems with that part of the assignment. If you do run into problems or if you have questions, please let me know. I do realize that subqueries are a little tricky, and quite often students have problems with it. So feel free to contact me for help if you need it. It is super helpful if you send me a screenshot of your code, especially what you're trying to do, or if you even copy and paste your code into the email window, because then I can run your query and it's easier for me to help you.